when I go to networking in the chamber functions, they'll say, "You're the Derby girl." Yes, I'm the Derby girl.
Roller derby is making a comeback. We'll get to know some more roller girls and find out what this unique sport is all about. But first,
but really what we ultimately hope that people take away from it is a renewed interest and maybe for the first time an interest in their community and staying involved.
Find out about a unique way to get connected with your community. Leadership More is in full swing. We'll show you what it's all about coming up next. Never be out of the loop on the latest news from City Hall. Subscribe to EAlert. EAlert is a free email subscription service allowing the public to receive automated email notifications on topics of interest. Citizens can choose to receive certain topics like news releases, neighborhood news, recreation programs, police and fire updates, other timely information, and even an e-newsletter. Overall, EAlert saves time and money by allowing the city to avoid postage and printing. Subscribe to EAlert today at the city's website, cityofmore.com. Recently at Moore City Hall, virtually all of the city department heads gathered to address a very special group of citizens.
I've been really impressed when we got to sit in and hear from a lot of city officials about, again, some of the work that goes on behind the scenes there, hearing from the fire department and the police department and the Parks and Rec department about all of the work that they do, all the way down to the dispatch, everything that goes on and the way that they all coordinate together to really just serve their community. I mean, it's been really impressive.
It's just one of numerous sessions across the city for the participants of Leadership More.
Leadership More is a program through the Moore Chamber of Commerce that really is kind of a leadership development program for leaders within the community that are interested in getting to know Moore better and the different aspects of the community that make Moore such a great place to live and work.
A cross-reference of citizens from numerous backgrounds in the community are represented in Leadership More, giving them an opportunity to thoroughly understand the workings of the place where they live.
They've planned it out where you're going to get a little piece of Moore and just the community every time. And we've just learned so much. So yeah, it's more than just going to meetings. We're going to different locations. We're meeting different members of the city, different members of the community. We're really out there, so it's been wonderful.
This is our 12th session, I believe, so 12 years, I guess. So it's quite a while, and again, to grow. I think the first class there were 6 in the class, and it's kind of varied somewhere between 6, and now we have 22 this year, so we're very proud of that.
Hopefully, it's people getting just more and more excited about getting to invest back in their community and vice versa, getting to letting those other community groups, the chambers, the cities, get to know them too. So hopefully it's just increased excitement about what we can kind of mutually do for each other.
On this particular day, the group has assembled in the director's suites at the Warren Theater for a private viewing of Moore's Stop, a historical documentary about the city's history.
As I understand, we're going to review the history of Moore, and we're here at the Warren Theater, and they have a short movie clip for us, and we'll be able to ask questions, talk to some of those within the chamber, and actually discuss and learn more about the history of Moore.
To me, it's just a great combination of learning about Moore's past with the history of Moore video and being able to enjoy it in a great setting such as the Warren Theater, which is the future of Moore, and it's been a huge impact and a huge benefit to the Moore community, obviously. So it's one of the favorites. We've done this 2 years in a row, and it's been by far one of the favorites that the class has really enjoyed.
On another day, the group met at the Moore Norman Technology Center to get a behind-the-scenes look at economic development from Deidre Ebry, Moore's Economic Development Director, and Greg Keeson, head of the Business Incubator at Moore Norman Technology Center.
she's in the know, and she tries to give us as much information as she can in that area. Greg Keeson typically talks about through the incubator program, through the Moore Norman Technology Center. He kind of goes over kind of how that's been going and what things he can look for. And we typically take a tour of the incubator over there at Moore Norman Technology Center South Penn campus.
And while participants are doing all of this, they're also getting to know one another, creating the ultimate networking group.
You know, we've gotten so much good feedback from past participants that have said that their business grew so much because they automatically had sort of that that collaborative group that they knew of professionals in different industries that they could call upon, help with referrals, help build and grow their businesses. So I know that that has been a strength. Just getting to know sort of another core group of professionals in just a big variety of industries.
In the end, Leadership More organizers hope the program will connect citizens in a meaningful way to their community, helping them become better aware of their own place and purpose in Moore.
Well, I think you would be surprised, even if you'd lived in the community your entire life, the ability to come and experience different parts of Moore and get a more well-rounded view of what Moore actually is.
I want to be able to do more for the community. I see myself getting more involved in the workings with City Hall. I see myself just getting out there a little bit more and just becoming more involved.
I work at the schools, and I didn't have a real adequate knowledge of the city of Moore, how it operates, so the community that we're serving in the schools. So I was really interested to kind of get out. And lastly, just to meet cool people. We have a lot of really neat people who are involved in this leadership group, a lot of people involved in the community. And so just to get some contacts out in the community, get to know some neat people.
But really what we ultimately hope that people take away from it is a renewed interest and maybe for the first time an interest in their community and staying involved. Maybe serving on something within the chamber, getting involved in some of those nonprofit groups or other community groups. Just an investment in the community.
If you're thinking about it, just quit thinking about it and just do it. It's incredible. You get a fantastic opportunity to really learn about this great city that we all love, to really learn about what it takes to create such a good community. And once you know that, you really learn a lot better how you can contribute to that community as well.
For more about Leadership More, call the Moore Chamber of Commerce at 794-3400. To download a Leadership More application, go to the Chamber's website at moorechamber.com. Thanks to voter approval last November of a sales tax initiative and bond issue to improve more parks, various park projects are off and running. $2 million has already been loaned to the city ahead of actual sales tax and bond collections to get a jump start. The city is in the final stages of selecting a design team for the new Central Park. A new walking trail is now finished at Kiwanis Park. Designs are currently underway for Parmel Park, Little River Park, Buck Thomas Park, Fairmore Park, and Quail Ridge Park. Utility work is also underway for the addition of permanent restrooms at a number of parks throughout the city. Look for major improvements at parks across the city in the next several years. Watch Inside Moore to stay up to date on the latest for this and other municipal construction projects in the city of Moore. This is a sport of female roller derby. This particular match is taking place at the Cox Convention Center in downtown Oklahoma City as part of the Oklahoma City Roller Derby League. But if you look closely, you'll see a little more mixed in there.
And I'm born and raised. I went to Moore schools my whole life, and graduated from Westmore.
And it is neat to represent your hometown and to say, oh, I'm from Moore, Oklahoma. And a lot of what I get is, oh, that's where the tornado came. And I'm thinking, man, that was a long time ago. But yes, that's exactly where it is.
At least their team has an appropriate name, the Tornado Alley Roller Girls. Several of the players, coaches, and even a ref are all Moore residents.
Roller derby is a sport that some people probably watched whenever they were real young, maybe even at their grandparents' house.
Leo Seltzer started it. It was a bunch of people just skating around in a circle is what the main premise was, and whoever could speed skate the fastest. And then they introduced hitting each other, and then it became a big production. It was a big fight. And then in about the 50s, his son, he has revived it and brought it all back.
These days, you usually won't find the girls hitting each other, but that's not to say it isn't sometimes a rough sport.
I think back in maybe the 80s and stuff, it was very, maybe fake some, you know, and it is not like that. I mean, we're hard, we hit hard, we have rules that we have to follow, but it's real.
We stress safety. Each skater has to wear the required equipment, which is helmet, wrist guards, elbow pads, knee pads, and a mouth guard.
Despite all of that, the sport is growing in popularity among a wide array of age groups, ranging from 18 years old to women in their 60s, in part because it's also a great way to stay in shape.
You work out, we probably work out 3 hours, 2 or 3 times a week, and it's very physical. It's very athletic, more so than you realize. Doesn't look like you're doing a whole lot just going in a circle, but you do.
You know, the very first bout I went to, I fell in love with it, and that's all it takes, just one time seeing it and getting into that to really make you come to watch it and to want to do it and do all those things.
Roller derby is anything but a simple sport of racing around a ring. In fact, to the untrained eye, it's downright complicated.
The goal is to get the star, your jammer, through the pack. You can't, when you make your first initial pack, you do not score. When you get through, when that jammer comes through that second time, that's when they start scoring. So our job is to stop their jammer and get our jammer through.
During the game, I track who's lead jammer, who got the most points, who got, which blockers are working well together, which packs work, and then at halftime we kind of change those around.
The overall experience of watching all of this is exciting, even if you may not be quite sure what's happening. How can you go wrong with player names like Switchblade Rosie, Wrecking Rage, and Sinful Lee?
It's Sinful Lee, and my middle name is Lee, and I think Sinful just because I'm not a real tough girl, so I look sweet, but I'm not.
Then there's their coach, better known as Rach El Diablo.
Actually, I had a boyfriend that told me there's no way I could ever be tough enough to do it, and I had to show him, I had to prove him wrong.
The Moore contingency of the Tornado Alley Roller Girls are always looking for more players from their hometown. If this might be the way you roll, or if you'd just like to watch a match, check out their website at okcrd.com. At the very least, it'll give you something to talk about.
When I go to networking in the chamber functions, they'll say, "You're the Derby girl." Yes, I'm the Derby girl.